Hello. Welcome to the Coffee Run Live. It is Tuesday again. I don't know how these weeks are flying by. It's completely ridiculous. We have got curtainless eyeballs on show today. It's really funny. So what's really hilarious, actually, just as a completely different aside, we are going to be talking about how much time you should spend on your marketing, which is a pretty simple answer with some complex nuances or some more in detailed nuances. But isn't it interesting how you're so used to seeing yourself in a certain way, where particularly like if you're doing lives and stuff, you've always got the camera on. So you see yourself like all day, every day. And it's like, oh wow, like I didn't realize that I actually look like that. How freaking hilarious. So welcome to Tuesday. I hope you all had, no matter what it was that you decided to do, hope you had the chance to have a really amazing long weekend. It was really beautiful. We had a weekend in Adelaide. I have bought all of the IKEA things I'm really excited, renovating a granny flat that we've got at our place here. So really excited about that. And I guess like as I was, you know what always happens when you're away, well, I find this happens when I'm away, I have these different ideas. I either have one of two things happen. Either I have all of these ideas, I'm like bang, or I'm like there's crickets. Now hello Tani, happy Tuesday. One of the things that I'd set in my journaling actually on Friday before we left was I was writing about, you know, how a lot of people have felt coming into this year being really a bit lethargic, a little bit find it hard to sort of get moving and get going. And I guess one of the things that I was thinking about is like, how can we be really pragmatic about what it is that you need to do, right? Now, I'm a huge advocate for being in flow, for doing all those things. Hey, Catherine. And for, letting whatever it is that needs to come on in, and that's awesome. But there's also, no matter who it is that you speak to, no matter how much it is that I might talk about, just free flow and do what feels right and good and all of that kind of stuff, there is there are also some things that every human who is successful has some strategy behind them. Right? Okay, who it is, they all have some strategy behind them. And I think that what's really interesting is that either they are personally doing the things that need to be done, or they've got someone else or a team who is doing the other things that need to be done that allow them the space to just constantly be in flow all the time. So just bear that in mind. Like everybody has some strategy. So what I thought I would get really pragmatic around is how much time, hey Tamara, do you actually need to spend on your marketing? And it's an unpopular answer, right? Because I'm going to go back to like that whole 80-20 rule, and 80% of your time needs to be spent marketing. 20% of your time is going to be spent on delivery. So for those of you who are like, fuck you, Nicola, like I've got clients all day, do I have to spend like all of this time? Well, here's the thing, you guys. You need to spend the majority of your time allocation actively marketing yourself. Hey, Neri. Now, that doesn't have to be, I'm not talking about selling, right? I'm not actually, although marketing does come into, selling does come into the marketing. But if you really want to, and if you think about it, 20% of your results will come from, 80% of your results will come from the efforts that you actually put in. So if you've got programs that you want to sell, you have to market. Now, I guess if you think about it from this perspective, most people, now when I say most, I would say in my experience, 75% of people require between 7 and 10 touch points with you, or they need to see your offer, your program, your face. They need to hear from you in some way, shape or form between at least 7 to 10 times before they will part with their cold hard cash, right? Their hard-earned money, the money that they've spent their blood, sweat and tears working for and earning before they will buy from you. Now, a lot of people think that, I'll go and put some stuff up on the internet, and they might talk about something once a day, right? Let's say that you're launching a program, and you might talk about that program once a day for a whole entire week. So you put 7 times, you talk about it 7 times. Now, if we consider the statistics, and I'm quoting statistics that were from like early last year, late last year. Hey, Chrissy, most people will so 75% of people require those 7 to 10 touch points with you, but most people will only see maybe 10%, you guys, of what it is that you put up onto your Facebook pages, right? Onto your business pages, 10%. So if you're only posting once a day about your program, your course, your offer, whether it's paid or not paid, or whether it's just you're doing your live streams, whatever, if people only see 10% of what you put up and out there, and you only talk about something once a day for a whole week, the chances of them seeing your offer are really freaking low. I don't know what the statistics are because I haven't got my calculator and maths is not my strong suit, but you get the point, right? So I guess like if we think about it, the only way that, I mean, unless I know that some of you have gone into my business page and you can see there's a little, like particularly when you're on the computer, you can see where it says like, and then it says following. You can drop down that tab and you can select see first. Hey, Ainsley. And when you select see first, it means that you will get in your news feed, you'll see me pop up in your news feed. So for those of you who have done this see first strategy, you'll be seeing probably more than 10% of my posts. But the cross section of people, the statistics of people who do that are really freaking low. Again, I'm not going to quote you on the actual number because I don't have it handy and I don't want to get the number wrong. But the volume and the percentage of people who follow your page who actually select see first is really low because they just forget to go in and do it for the most part. It's not that they don't want to hear from you. It's just that their news feed is busy and noisy like ours are, right? Like my feed's busy and noisy. I'm sure yours is the same. So if they are only seeing 10% of what you're putting up there, they're probably not even going to hear about your latest launch. They're probably not going to hear you talking about whatever it is that you're experiencing, the stories that you're sharing. So we have to be really freaking smart about the way we use the platforms that we have got available to us. So we'll talk Facebook because that's really, to me, for the people that I work with and for myself personally, Facebook is hands down the most profitable, leverageable platform outside of anything else that I've tested and tried. And I've tried and tested everything. So with Facebook, the thing that we want to be looking at is not selling in every post, right? Because that just is naff. I think it's a bit disrespectful as well, actually. But we've got to be putting up volume, right? So we need to be messaging. Now, what the messaging means is like you've got to be talking about the things that are really important. You've got to be sharing and saying the things that you believe to be true. You've got to be talking about what you stand for, what you stand against, the shit that pisses you off, you know, the stuff that lights you up. Like I was in where were we? Oh, we went out. I was in Adelaide over the weekend. It was really lovely. And we were in a restaurant. So we're in TGI Fridays. And first time I've been in that restaurant outside of New York. So that was a whole lot of fun. So we're in there with my family, and the waitress the server who took our order was really great. But then the person that brought our food over, she must have been having the worst day ever. Right? Must have been having the worst day ever because she was just like really grumpy as fuck. So like if she'd been the only person that I'd come into contact with, in that business, I probably wouldn't have had the positive experience that I had. Like it was like one not great thing and then, numerous other great things. So think about your people. Your messaging is the thing that helps people to get to know you. Hey, Sarah. To get to trust you is the things that people get to get a bit of an insight into what you're on about, the things that you stand for, the things that you stand against. Completely stand against bad customer service, I think is bullshit. And I don't think, particularly if you're in hospitality, you can't afford to have a shitty day with your customers. You can do whatever the hell you like behind closed doors, but when you come out, you're on like Donkey Kong, and doesn't matter your age. There's my opinion on that. So sharing your opinions is really important. That's the messaging part. Giving people advice, based on something that you've heard about, based on something you've talked about, based on something something in your own experience. And it's not just related to only what it is that you do. Like if I was to put myself in a little box, I would say that I'm a visibility expert, right? An online visibility expert. And an experience at a restaurant yesterday might not be an obvious lesson in marketing, but I can make it an obvious lesson in marketing, right? I can talk about the fact that I really didn't think at all about work this weekend. It was really lovely to actually just be away, be in a different state, be in a different environment, and just really be completely present with what we were experiencing, which I actually think is a really great lesson for many of us. So messaging is super important. The other thing that you want to think about in your marketing allocation, so thinking about the 80% of time that you've got available to you, 80% of that time should be in your marketing. So the first part is messaging. The second part is about sharing your own intellectual property. Now, that means that you have to do some thinking, right? It means that you've got to do some thinking about the way that you explain things, the way that you do things, the way that you disseminate things, the stories you tell while you're building all of this up. Okay, so like think about that. In your 80% of marketing time allocation, we want to be looking at the way that you connect with people. So a really simple thing that I do that I very strongly suggest that you do is when you get off from your live streams, go in and comment to the people who have talked to you, right? So if you've got people that comment on your Facebook page, on your posts and things like that, go and just like say, hey, how are you? Oh, that was really great. I'm glad that resonated with you. I'm a huge fan. Like I'll find the right GIF for the right person. It's just kind of like what I do. I have fun with that. Another thing that you can do from your marketing, with your time allocation, is do your live streams, do your blogging, share your emails, write your emails and share them out there. These are the things, and your blogging and stuff. These are the things that really create that. It almost creates the kind of thing where the marketing almost does the marketing and the selling for you. Right, so once you've got this content, we'll call it a content stockpile, right? That goes up, you add value. It gives people who might stumble across you the chance to go back and look through all of the stuff in your Facebook page, learn to like you or not, whichever, whatever they choose to do. Everybody doesn't have to like you. Everybody won't like you. Don't hate me, but everybody won't like you. It's just a fact. Everybody will have an opinion about you and what you do, how you do it, how you speak, what you wear, all of the things. So all of that stuff almost creates this little pocket and bedrock that people can come, and then those 7 to 10 touch points are really easy for them to consume, right? And that helps them then to either decide, oh yeah, I'm going to keep following this person. I'm going to keep engaging. Yes, I do, Tamara. It's I'll with this one, yes, you do. I'll come in and I'll find the right reply, to that. And some of you have said, hey, which is really beautiful. So, I think it's really important to honor your audience, right? And talk to them. They're human. You're human. You might think, I know some days I'm like, oh God, what do I say? But then it's the right thing always comes through, right? So that's just, that's that. So then when we look at the 20% of your time, so 80% of your time is spent on marketing, disseminating your message and all of that. 20% is on your delivery. So this can be in your online courses. It could be in your, with your events, in a group. It can be through your book writing, whatever it happens to be. So if you look at that mix, and, it's not an exact science, but it gives you a barometer. If you want to make sales online, if you want to build communities online, if you want to be able to basically get more clients using this new fandangled thing called the internet and Facebook and everything like that, then guys, most of you are spending nowhere near enough time doing your marketing. And that's probably reflected in your results. So you need to flick it. Most people think, oh, well, I've got to spend 80% of my time delivering. No. And if you don't have that much time because all you're doing is delivery, then maybe it's time to have a look at how you can leverage what you're doing and leveraging your delivery so that you can spend that time marketing so that you can get more clients, right? Because otherwise what you find is that you end up in this feast and famine cycle where you're marketing. Oh gosh, I've got all of these people, delivery, and your delivery flicks to 80% of your time, 20% on marketing. Excuse me. The chances of you getting more clients from that 20% of marketing is unlikely. We've got to have that, like that wheel has got to constantly be kind of like almost like self-fueling and constantly going up and evolving. So that is how much time you should spend on your marketing. Look at the time allocation you have. Now, it doesn't have to be 80% of my time on Tuesday needs to be marketing and 20% of my time on Tuesday needs to be in delivery. You might have a 0 delivery day today. You might not have any clients, have to deliver any training. You might not have to do any contact work with anyone at all. Brilliant. Use 100% of your day doing marketing. And if you've got a full day tomorrow doing delivery, then just find some pockets of time so that over the week it stretches out, it evens out, that 80-20 rule plays out across a week, right? Or across 5 days, depending on how many days a week you work. But most of you are not spending anywhere near enough time marketing. And I know that a big part of that can be not knowing what to say, how to disseminate your content. It's not about spending 80% of your time being live either. Like, God, I'm not going to talk to you for 6 hours a freaking day. You'd be sick of me. Well, some of you might not be, but I'd be sick of me. If all I was doing was, delivering from a marketing perspective 6 hours a day, and I'd be freaking exhausted to boot. But I think if you're thinking, right, well, if I spend a bunch of my time creating content this morning, and then the afternoon is about how you then disseminate that, how you can then repurpose it. And that 80% is not necessarily 80% active time. That 80% can be how you repurpose, how you share, how you syndicate, tweaking if you've done a live, how you can then have that transcribed and all of that kind of thing. So there you go. That is how much time you should spend on your marketing. 80-20 rule, really, really simple. And remember to educate your audience as well every now and again that if they really love you, or if they really want to learn to love you, or if they're not quite sure about you and they want to be sure about you, have them go to your Facebook page, and you guys can do it with mine if you want. Go to the page, click on that little following button, and then choose see first. And then that way you will get the notifications when I go live. You will get the notifications when I post, or it will come up first in your news feed. So then you get the Nicholas spam. It's not really Nicholas spam because it's all value, right? I'm not just going like, hey, buy my shit. Hey, this is great. Buy my shit. I really hope, I hope that my effort is, or my belief, the thing that I really want to do every single day is show up and add value to your life, your world, your business, and kick your ass. Because, that's what's needed for most people. So, that for me is like, all right, so everything that I put out there, it's got to be filled with value. It's not just a, hey, look at me, I'm awesome. Although I am the queen of everything, as I'm sure you are as well. All right, friends, have a really awesome and amazing day. If you have any questions about this or anything else, make sure you let me know. We've just delivered the Who Runs the World first module of the program today. We went for over an hour. It was freaking amazing. I had a blast. If you want to jump in and catch the recording, today will be the last day that you can do that. We are running every day for the remaining 6 days of that course. So every day we go live and we do all the amazing things. So if you're wanting to hop in there, it would be lovely to see you. It's nicolamoras.com.au/who runs the world. And yeah, like I said, that first one is sitting there ready for you to get you to sink your teeth into. And we're talking all about money stuff, abundance, prosperity, and looking at all of those things that kind of like clog up the sieve of manifesting what it is that you want into your world. So really, it was really fun delivering that actually. So would be great to see you in there. If not, that is totally awesome as well. Have a fantastic, awesome, and brilliant day. Get out there, go help some people, have a whole lot of freaking fun doing it. And I will see you tomorrow for the Coffee Run Live right here, same time, same backwater, with all of the fun and shenanigans. All right, have fun. See you then.